In economics, we have three key questions we need to answer. What do we make? How do we make it? And once it's made, who gets it? So let's look at each of these questions. So let's start with the first question of what do we make? Well, when it comes to what do we make, we really have two choices. We can make goods or we can make services. So goods are tangible things that people want. So when we talk about goods, well, what are some things that you can touch that are tangible that you want? So you might want a laptop. You might want a car. Maybe you want a fancy house. These are tangible things you can touch that you want. Services are intangible things, so things we can't touch, but still they're things that people want. So maybe you want a haircut. Maybe you want a ride to work. Maybe you want someone else to do your taxes. So when we look at what we produce, we can make goods, we can make services. And it is possible that when you go somewhere and you buy something, you are getting both a good and a service. So think about, for example, when you go to a restaurant. What is the good and what is the service? So you think about going to a restaurant and you order your food and someone brings it to you. So the service is that you didn't have to make it and that it is brought to you. The good, what you can touch, is the food itself. Another service, they take it away, they clean the dishes for you. So often when we buy things, we're paying for both goods and services. Now, we can take those goods and we can break them down further into consumer goods and capital goods. Consumer goods are goods that go to the end user. Capital goods are goods that are made and then used to make something else. So when we think about a consumer good, okay, if I buy an Xbox, bring it home and play video games, that's a consumer good. It's something I can touch. It satisfies my want for entertainment. A capital good, well, let's think about a tractor. I buy a tractor, I use it on my farm to produce all kinds of fruits or vegetables. So then it's a capital good. That tractor is something that's made and then used to make something else. Well, goods can also be both capital goods and consumer goods. For example, a laptop can be used to play video games, and so it's a consumer good. Or that laptop can be used to provide tax services. Maybe I have a side job doing some bookkeeping and some taxes. Then it's a capital good. So when we look at what do we make, we can make goods, we can make services. And if they're goods, we can make capital goods or consumer goods. Well, what does Canada make? Do we make goods or do we make services? Well, we can look at it two ways. We can look at it in terms of the jobs. If we look at it in terms of the jobs, the majority of the jobs today, more than 75% of them, are services. If we look at production of goods, so mining, construction, manufacturing, agriculture, you can see that today less than 2% work in farming and about 25% work in mining, construction, and manufacturing. So most of the jobs are services. Where's the money? Well, if we look at the total value of what we make, most of the money is also in services. So here on the right, you see gross domestic product, and you can see that 70% of what we make is in services in terms of the total value of what we produce.